So Dan, Destiny, and Counterpoints got into an argument about the Trump Supreme Court decision the other day about whether presidents should get immunity for official actions or whatever. So we're going to take a look at that. They're also beefing about it on Twitter afterwards. So I think there's some hard feelings, which often happens when Counterpoints goes on Destiny's stream, I think. Oh, Jesus. So this time it's because Dan was subtweeting after the fact, which is fair enough.
Ruling that Trump didn't even ask for, by the way. That's one of the things that you take away from reading this, is that the Supreme Court went so far, they couldn't even, the Trump's attorney couldn't even believe.
Sure, but they were still asking for forms of criminal immunity. Nixon didn't ask for immunity over Watergate. He resigned immediately, and then he accepted a pardon from Ford, which is an admission of his crimes. And then he walked the fuck away. It wasn't even a thought in Nixon's mind that he could go to the Supreme Court and say, hey, actually, can I get full immunity from this?
Attorney's mind, or
it literally is. Yes, they went to the...
No, it was not.
Does the Lion of Israel know her co-host is running around distressing one of God's chosen people? I can't believe she'd be very impressed if she did. Can't believe she'd be very impressed.
Not a thought in their mind that when they went there, that they would get the result that they got at the end of the day.
No, but they were still asking for forms of criminal immunity, just not as much as they got. But they were still asking for it, of course. Why the fuck do you think they were in front of the Supreme Court?
Yeah, I understand that, but it was the Supreme Court specifically, not the majority of Americans, not anyone else. The Supreme Court could have come out with a very narrow answer to this, which would have kept Trump from going to jail, but they didn't do it. They gave God power to the president. That's what they did. Okay, they could have come out and said, listen, under this very specific case, when this happens, and there's this dude in the room, and this dude is not in the room, and under those cases, we say that you're immune. But they didn't. They were just like, if you're a president,
I don't disagree that they could have ruled differently. I'm just saying that it's not just, it's ignorant to assume that it was just one Supreme Court decision that landed us where it's at. It's not. It's been a whole chain of events that have happened over the past couple decades.
Listen, the Supreme Court could have appeased the entirety of their base without making Trump or Biden become a king. They could have done that. They could have given Trump the immunity that he needed to escape whatever shit he's in.
Which they probably have already done.
They could have done that, okay? And they didn't. They went further. Unilaterally, without the support of the majority of Americans, okay? And if you ask the majority of Americans, do you think whoever is president should be able to kill whoever they want? They would all say no, okay? Not saying Trump, not saying Biden, just should whoever's president be able to kill any congressman or senator? They would say no, okay? And that's a fact. So the Supreme Court, okay, two of them, I guess, would be the majority into that case, with their own power, set this rule into place, changing the nation. Those two people, not the majority of Americans, two people set us on this path. And your argument to this is, well, Americans will just accept.
This was yesterday.
It, so fuck it. But Americans would obviously, as you know, because they're fucking politics pilled, if it's Trump win, Biden loses, they would accept anything.
Okay, that's fine. That's a consequence of our system then. That's a failure of our system then. That's fine. Then it doesn't work, right? And it's going to come out. It is a failure of the system. Yes. Maybe it's a failure of having two parties. Maybe it's a failure of us electing our executive instead of having a parliamentary system. There's a million ways of it, but it's fucking failed. If it's delivered you to the point, if a democracy has delivered you to a point where you have to be undemocratic to sustain it, then the system has failed.
Dan, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, fine.
What do you want Biden to do with his new godlike king powers?
Diane Abbott should be allowed to choose one person to no trial execute per year.
I want him to get rid of the godlike king powers.
How?
By any means necessary.
He wants them to. He wants them to arrest people in the Senate and then keep them there and then arrest.
I can speak for myself.
Well, then give a real answer instead of avoiding the answer because you know it's fucking crazy.
Okay.
You dodged it twice, so yeah.
No, go ahead. Talk to me a third time. Talk over me again. Okay. How would I have him do it? No, I'm not.
Okay, I thought this was Destiny and Dan versus Counterpoints, but it's actually Dan versus Destiny versus Counterpoints. So, interesting.
A constitutional fucking scholar, so I would have him do it with the most minimal impact possible, okay? But the goal is to do one thing. The goal is to change the Supreme Court law with a new one. Now, how are you going to get that to happen? You either have to add a majority of liberal Supreme Court justices, or you have to remove some of the conservative Supreme Court justices. And
yeah, I thought this is okay. I figured this is what Dan's prescription would be. Is just stack the fucking Supreme Court. Just completely fuck it, right? What is the process for that? What would be the process for that in America? Can Biden just appoint more justices? Can he just do that? Could he just literally stack it and just have them make the decision again? Stack the court is done. Dem Senate. We have to. Okay, so the Senate has to approve an expansion to increase the number of justices they're allowed. Otherwise, the ones that are there have to die, and then he gets to appoint one. Right? Is that it? Got you.
Put a new case before the Supreme Court, which overwrites the existing law and also makes it so that it cannot be changed in the future without some insane majority that could never be done in the future. So how could that be done? You could pack the court, and then when Republicans objected, one by one, you would start sequestering them so they're not there for the vote. Okay? That's one way. That's probably the least insane way to do it. Not killing anyone, but just like putting them in a hotel room or something like that so they can't make the vote. That's what I would support happening. Only for one thing, and that is getting rid of the king rule. For nothing else. Not for making gay rights better, not for withdrawing from Gaza, not for making healthcare universal right, only for one thing, and one thing only. To get rid of President King.
How do you understand the king rule? Now, Pisco and I will probably fight about this, but I think we understand the king rule completely differently.
The president is the commander-in-chief, and any action he takes as a military commander is criminally immune. So to me, if he goes and he orders his Secret Service or the National Guard or whoever he wants, and he says, this guy needs to be sequestered, that would be an order that he would not be able.
Okay. I may have to read more about this. I did look at it briefly, this stuff. My understanding is it would basically have to be found that it could be fought in court whether any individual act qualifies as an official act, and that's sort of up to interpretation still as to what an official act exactly is. And so it's not necessarily a blank check, but it could be. Is that? Does anyone know?
To be held accountable.
Chat, can someone explain the Supreme Court decision to me?
Because it is his exclusive right as the commander-in-chief to order the military as he sees fit. He's not declaring war. He is targeting a specific person.
So in this scenario,
I
agree that the commander-in-chief is a core constitutional duty. However, criminal prosecution is not the only available means to the Congress in order to hold the president accountable. And therefore, he could still be impeached and removed from office.
No, he can't, because anyone that takes that vote, we're going to sequester them. They won't be there for the vote, unfortunately.
Yeah, but there's a whole idea there that you're missing, Dan, which is that you're assuming that the authorities underneath him are going to take the risk of carrying out those orders. Because at least right now, the military members that would carry out those orders, they are not free from criminal liability, just the president. So why would you risk jail time taking an illegal order, which you're obligated not to do as a U.S. soldier?
You have to remember now, these are not illegal orders anymore, are they?
No, they are, actually. They are still illegal orders.
They're not an illegal order.
Yes, they are.
Well, I mean, an order from the commander-in-chief, he says, listen, I suspect that this person is a spy, and according to the 1945 fucking XYZ Act, I have the ability to sequester this person for 45 days for questioning. Yeah, we have that.
Do it for 45 days?
Don't tell me we can't do this when we literally have drone striked American citizens.
So let me address American citizens.
We've killed American citizens.
So do you know why he's able to drone strike American citizens?
Because he determined and gave that order to do it. Because he felt that the intelligence was strong enough that person was a terrorist.
No, he was given explicit he was given explicit authority through Congress through both Patriot Act and the authorization for use of military force.
Yeah.
These were
that's fine. That's fine too.
And it's 100% correct. You think the president of the United States?
Yeah. So it doesn't sound like it's as simple as just he can just take. The president can just take any act and it's totally immune. If there's still like actions that to even take for it to even be legal for him to start taking that official action, it has to go through Congress, right? It's not like he can just, so he can't just ignore all that red tape that exists for pre-existing.
Does not have the authority to use force outside of a declared war under the Constitution?
You feel free to articulate from where he gets his authority, Pisco, because basically everything in that, hold on, let me finish my sentence before you start interrupting, is because in the decision itself, it's articulating how the president either derives his powers from two locations, the Constitution or congressional
Libs and Mad don't want to hear nuance right now. I mean, it sounds like a terrible fucking decision. It sounds like a terrible fucking decision. But I just don't know that it's quite what Dan's saying it is. Like that, it sounds like that drone strike American citizens example probably wouldn't work. You couldn't just drone strike an American citizen. You would need to get that approved through Congress, right?
So feel free to articulate where else he's deriving his power from.
As Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces,
which is Article 2.
Which is in Article 2, absolutely includes the authorization to wage war or to not even outside the context of a declared war. So everyone has understood this for the last 2 centuries. Thomas Jefferson has, engaged in combat outside the context of a war. A lot of actions have been taken by
that there's a difference between the exercise of executive authority on American citizens versus non-American citizens, especially enemy combatants of a foreign nation.
You know what? Hold on. Wait
a second, Sports Batman. So if the president makes a determination that, in fact, this person who everyone thinks is an American citizen, he says, I have made the determination. I have made the factual finding that he is, in fact, not an American citizen.
Please, anyone else.
That's not an American citizen, in fact. Order the strike anyway. You agree
there is a reason? No.
Why not?
Because, again, statute has laid out the process for...
Forget about statute. We're talking about constitutional authority here.
And under those circumstances, it would still be a government act against the United States citizen, which means...
I would like to...
Let him finish.
Stop. You guys are on the wrong point anyways. It would never be the military. It would be the FBI, which has the exclusive authority. Stop. Shut the fuck up for a second. It would be the FBI, who has the exclusive ability to detain, arrest any American citizen. That is their federally.
Or kill an imminent threat. The FBI.
Right. We're not talking CIA. We're not talking the Marines. Yeah. The FBI is the federal police.
No,
that means they can. I'm not done talking. I understand you want to speak, but I'm not done. So you have to wait. Okay. Listen.
Yeah.
The FBI is federal police, and they have the ability to arrest anyone in any state in this country. Okay? They can do that. Now, many times, okay, a crime happens in a state specifically, and local police handles it. However, it is absolutely within Biden's power to go to the head of the FBI and say, I want you to have the following senators investigated for child porn. And the FBI guy in charge might be like, you know what, that seems a little fishy. I don't know if I want to do it. And he said, you're fired. I'm pointing someone else. He does it. The next guy, I want you to have the following senators investigated and detained for child porn. And that guy does it. Okay? That is within his power to have that done. Okay? In getting rid of someone until he finds someone, then he gets it done. And you know what? Shit worse than this has happened.
Always within his power.
That was always within his power, and I don't know if there's a law that criminalizes investigating someone under bad faith. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about,
and that's actually a core argument in the argument.
But we're talking about.
It sounds like Dan just doesn't really understand this decision, but he's come to a super strong opinion about it. Which, I mean, it's fair to have a strong opinion about this. I think you don't need to have the most educated opinion on it to feel bad about it. I don't think it's going to be difficult for any layman to interpret law, but it does seem like maybe you shouldn't be getting into heated stream debates about it if you don't feel like you've got the knowledge base.
Containment within the presidential authority to, in certain circumstances, use lethal force. That no one can argue.
I'm not talking about lethal force, to be clear. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about.
Okay, but
we're not talking about your scenario.
Let us address Dan first.
Yeah, Pisco fucking sucks. Also, you should see Pisco getting triggered and losing today on Destiny Street. Okay, well, maybe we'll check that out
first, and then we'll address you. Okay, because
I
think we need to clarify some things for Dan. So, Dan, the reason why Trump has immunity for his core constitution.
How long does the Pisco shit last from today?
Powers is like articulated either through Congress, but primarily through Article 2 of the Constitution. And specifically to the segment that you're talking about with this investigation is because it is his exclusive right. Congress does not have the ability to hire and fire heads of departments from the executive branch. No one else has that right. And on top of that, correct me if I'm wrong, Pisco, but it's presumed that the communications are necessary for the president to do in order to affect whatever. And also the DOJ or the president has exclusive authority to direct the DOJ to conduct investigations as he sees fit. So therefore,
no one will understand this ruling for years, but if any other country was debating if their leader had criminal immunity, we'd be mocking them. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I don't think you need to like fully understand. I mean, even the justices that made the decision probably don't understand truly what the full implications of this could be, because you won't really know until it's like tested in courts and shit, right? But it's. I think it's still reasonable to be like, yo, it's fucking insane to have it like codified that your leader is above the law. But that should not be the case.
Reason why this is a core and immune ability, power, authority, whatever you want to say, is because it's the president's role alone. That's why the court is arguing that he is immune.
Hang on.
No, wait, hold on. Real quick, hold on. Nothing that you just said requires him to be immune. The reason why the court gave him immunity is because they said that it would, I think it was two major reasons.
Proper functioning.
No, it would kind of, yes. There's two reasons. One is because they feel like it would be a violation of separation of powers, because it would essentially give judicial reviews over core executive acts. And two, it would intrude on his ability to perform those acts with the vigorous energy needed for the executive. Those were the two reasons.
Basically without political consideration.
Thank you. Yes. Those are the two reasons that the court gave, okay? So both those reasons are likely bullshit, but those are the two reasons given.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those times where I would like, if someone described this ruling as like kind of like fascist, I think that would be like, honestly, a fair reading of it, right? Because it just serves to consolidate power and elevate the executive to this like, like role of like, oh, just get shit done. You just got to get shit done and be above the law. Like I don't know. Nothing makes me think, oh yeah, that's kind of like what fascism is. More in modern times than that, really.
And let me address the point as far as investigating. There's a huge difference between conducting an investigation and detaining someone against their will, because there's still a court review process under habeas corpus that the courts would have to issue an order. And as far as we're concerned right now, those federal agents are not criminally immune. Just the president is. So while the president may enjoy authority, they, being the individuals who are being doing the detaining, could be criminally immune for violating civil rights and violating contempt of court orders if there's a writ given. Now, you can always sit there and say, well, the president can pardon them, but that won't stop them from eventually being freed. So your theory falls on a little bit because it requires a lot of state secret stuff that...
No, that's stupid. Everything you just said is just stupid. So agreed that by the terms, this doesn't extend to subordinates. But as you mentioned, the pardon power would include any federal crimes there. Also, analytically,
but it wouldn't encounter state crimes.
Jesus, if you include,
wait, hang on a second. If you include the president's authority as unitary executive as a conceptual matter and you consider it, it doesn't really make sense for it to be extended beyond or to be given powers to subordinates beyond what the president has, and so conceptually it should also include that immunity. And excuse me. So then what you just said is countered by what you said yesterday. And finally, as to state prosecutions, there's a very strong preemption argument for these individuals who are subordinates. Why? Imagine the following scenario: that there's a terrorist bomb about to go off. The president said, in Arkansas, the president says to the FBI agent, "Take the shot, kill the terrorist." And then some dumbass like terrorist apologist in Arkansas, some DA tries to prosecute him for that killing. Do you think that he could raise a good federal preemption argument? I was given a lawful order by the President of the United States. It doesn't fall within the jurisdiction.
Only if it falls within their core federal employment. We've run into this before.
Yes. Killing a terrorist who's an imminent threat is under the core authority of the FBI. You would agree. Wait, hang on a second. We're going to get an answer here. Esports Batman. Do you agree that officer has a strong preemption argument against the state prosecution?
For the terrorist situation, yes. Not for just randomly detaining.
All right, so let's change this.
Stop.
Let me be clear.
You're running down a line of argumentation that I can already see, and I want to flip this right back to you because basically, let's say that the president says Nancy Pelosi is walking down the streets of San Francisco. He says to an FBI agent, "Hey, that person over there is a terrorist, an imminent threat of death or great bodily harm to other people. Take the shot." And then the agent says, "Are you sure, sir? I don't really see any imminent threats of death or great bodily harm." And then he says, "Yeah, I'm the executive. Don't worry about it. Go ahead and do it."
I've done the investigation.
Now, so hold on. At the end of this thing, Nancy Pelosi gets shot in the face by an FBI agent under direct orders from the President of the United States. At that point, is the officer still liable under state law? And will it be infinitely more hard for him to defend? And then not only that, isn't the president still liable for impeachment?
He has a strong preemption argument against state prosecution if he
for shooting an unarmed woman in the face who's walking down the sidewalk.
On the direct,
they're going to let that stand as a lawful order.
So let me just, I'm going to put it out for you. He says, "Are you sure, sir? He doesn't seem like a threat." And President Trump at that point says, "Yes, we did a strong investigation. That's not actually Nancy Pelosi. You have to take the shot right now. I promise you. We did the investigation. Do it." Shoots.
Okay.
Strong preemption argument. Agreed? Yeah. So your second question was about state prosecution or impeachment?
No. Is the president still liable for impeachment even if it's not for criminal prosecution?
No one has ever denied that he's amenable for impeachment for anything. Yes, he can be impeached.
Okay. What's criminal the point? Prosecution? It's
why are you bringing up impeachment? No one has ever
removal from office.
Yes, he can be impeached and removed from office. No one has ever denied the scope of the power under the impeachment clause. You're arguing with no one. Now the question is going to come back to you. Now the question is going to.
Okay. Well, I guess the question is then, like, if the president. Okay. So the president executes some senator or something. He gets impeached for it. What happens then? Once he's impeached, okay, so he's still criminally liable for that act, and he's still the president, even while impeached, right? Because you have to be removed from office. It has to be impeached and then removed from office. But he's still the president, so he can still take official acts in that time. So could he not just then basically have death squads go into the Senate or something? Like, with that, obviously it probably wouldn't happen. But is that not, like, what happens after that?
I'm going to come back to you.
With no one.
What happens after the impeachment, I mean? Because surely that just creates an insanely dangerous situation. Like, I don't.
The question is coming back to you.
Let me finish my thought, and I'll be happy to listen to you. I am arguing against Dan and people like Dan who say that we now have an emperor god king, and the current emperor god king needs to destroy democracy in order to preserve it.
Dan is trolling. I don't agree with Dan.
It's not about who's going to carry out those acts. It's not, because obviously I'm saying it's a implausible hypothetical, not impossible, but implausible. But it's about whether the law allows for that, because you don't want to set up a system that allows for that.
Hold on, I'm not done. We don't have an absolute monarch. We do have division of powers. We do have ways to hold people accountable. You're just worried about one aspect.
So Dan is trolling somewhat, but also to be 100% clear, what Dan may be pointing out to, and which I agree to the extent this is Dan's point, is these kinds of scenarios where, yes, you'd be amenable to impeachment, but like, what if he arrests the people? Yes, agreed. He could be impeached for those actions. But the fear is there's more of an incentive. This is what Destiny is getting at when he's analyzing the opinion, because there's no consideration given to this point either way. But like the incentive structure, if you remove the fear of criminal prosecution from the president, is that he would be more likely to take these actions because he knows at a minimum he's not going to be indicted for those actions. That's the fear. Now, I agree that there's this impeachment power that exists and that hasn't been changed. And so that's technically a check. But what we're fearful of is without the threat of everyone equal above the law and that you can be prosecuted for your actions if they transgress a certain boundary, then those kinds of things would be much more likely.
So I've wanted to poke at you for this. So
I'm going to ask a question of you. You just said if I answer that, I'd be able to ask your question or ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Is that true? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
You agree, don't you, that domestically, the President of the United States has, under some circumstances, the authority to order the use of lethal deadly force?
Yeah.
Okay. So you agree that's a core presidential power?
That was actually going to be my question. So when we're talking about, and this is actually why I'm a little
frustrated. Or no? Do you agree that
I'm going to answer the question. So, damn, Dan, why you got to be so argumentative? You fucking, I was going to make it, yeah, anyways. So the point being,
a Jew joke?
Core, yeah, I was going to do a Jew joke. So anyways, Article 2 of the Constitution articulates the president's, roles, responsibilities, authority, etc. and then also talks about his exclusive powers, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like that's part of what the argument of the core is either power that is explained in Article 2 or is authorized by Congress. That's what I understood to authorize, like, official acts. For core, I wish we had a solid definition, because the truth is, I think that Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces is obviously a core responsibility, but does that extend to, quote-unquote, the periphery of his authority, like ordering specific drone strikes?
Okay, cool.
So is that core or is that peripheral, and do we have an answer, or are you just telling me what I want to hear?
We have at least one example for what is core. One example for what is core is the communications given to the Department of Justice about prosecutions, correct? You agree with that?
Yep. I agree.
The Constitution, and you agree that the closest thing we have to a test for core constitutional is the exclusive powers of the president granted under the Constitution, correct?
Yep.
The constitutional citation for that authority, of that being core, that is the prosecutorial power, is number one, the removal authority, which, by the way, isn't in the Constitution. There's no constitutional provision for removal authority. That's kind of implicit, okay? And number two, the take care clause. Do you understand how broad
Damn Gina
those
and
clauses
Eliminator,
are
thanks for the 10
in terms of what they could entail? There's nothing that tailors the take care clause to only prosecutions, or the removal power to only, removal of prosecutions. As Destiny said, if you condition any order on removal, why would that not be an invocation of the removal authority? If you invoke the take care clause, anytime you say, well, yes, by enforcing the laws, it is illegal in this country to do a terrorist attack, and so my taking care of that the law be faithfully executed is killing it before it happens.
Okay, so hold on. I have a follow-up question here. So within the examples that were given within the decision, right, there was also the communications to the vice president, and there was communications to the states. And what I found interesting when we're trying to define core versus peripheral is they kind of didn't give us an answer when it came to the vice presidential communications, because they said, obviously, like, communications between the president and the vice president on decorum and official matters or whatever, these are going to be privileged and part of his official duties. However, the president pressuring Biden in order to modify his behavior during the thing.
Okay, this is kind of fucking boring now. I think I get the disagreement. They're just, like, slightly bickering over how bad it is.
The transathlete.
I thought there was gonna be more to it, but we'll pull up the tweets anyway. We'll pull up the tweets. I think I get what was going on there. I just don't. Dan Can't Tweet says, the most worthless people to debate are undying political ideologues. Wow, you're so base, never giving an inch on anything and giving long-winded, obtuse answers on every topic. Hypothetical? That would never happen. Not worth discussing. Metaphor? Sorry, that's unrelated. This is a subtweet about @CounterConnor, if you didn't put that together. It's a lot more contentious very shortly after. I mean, it sounds like they weren't actually disagreeing about anything, like, significant. Like, just quite how broad it was. And then, reminds me of debating Zerka on flat earth shit, except Zerka was way faster on his feet and was funny / had answers. So Connor replies, I'll just say it. Dan, you're a smug bitch. You backed down the second you were challenged because you didn't read anything. Just because you don't understand it doesn't make it obtuse. It makes you dumb. I mean, Connor absolutely does give long-winded, obtuse answers. I don't know how he can do that. That absolutely does happen. He does go long-winded as fuck. But apparently, Pisco got in a fight today as well. And got mugged. Let's see where that is. Is this gonna be boring too, though?
That's you. I have a question for you. What would it take to change your mind that they were lying?
To change my mind,
is some sort of an outright confession sufficient to they're lying?
Something that would point to whether a communication, an email, a deposition, someone that discussed because of this memo required someone to do research, someone that
I'm going to ask
knows
a question again. You can answer yes or no. Is there anything other than an outright confession, either saying it in a deposition or saying it blatantly, we know this is false?
Not blatantly, no. But
so in order to prove someone's lying, it has to be like a self-confession, right?
No, I need something. Something. Anything. So, I mean, like, you have nothing. Do you agree you have nothing, but you
Wait, tell to be clear, the nothing that you're saying is a lot of the exact claims that Donald Trump was making had been rebutted by all of his investigative and legal counsel, and he continued to make those claims. Other than an outright confession, what stronger evidence could there be that a person is lying? Like, besides an outright confession. Let's say that I have a guy called Einstein, and I ask Einstein, hey, what's the formula for mass energy equivalence? And Einstein tells me that. And then I go to another person and I say, oh, the formula is actually 1 + 1 = 2, right? Like, besides me saying, like, okay, yeah, I'm just, like, intentionally misrepresenting what he's saying, what other possible evidence could you have that these people are lying?
I need something that I would think that doesn't have any ground. So the part C, so the first memo by Eastman, the first one I was shown was just that one without seeing the second one. And if that had been the only one, I would say coup entirely. And if anyone tried to tell me, then yes, I would accuse them of lying. Part C of the wargaming the alternatives, if that was the statement, if it goes, this is it, this is what we plan to do, here's our legal argument. We think the 12th Amendment allows me to do
no, wait, we moved on to the legal argument. I'm just saying for all the voter fraud stuff.
That's what I would do to believe. Notice, that's a legal argument. There's no admission that this is a coup. That part, that would be it. Without any admission, I'd still take.
We're not talking about the process part. I'm just saying for all of these claims of voter fraud, all of these have been shot down by every single part of Trump's administration. No official person was on board with him here. Nobody was. Everybody told him that it was bullshit.
Great. So then this would be the thing that would convince me. So I have not, because even this memo I've only seen recently, and because and then if you're saying that each one of these statements, because again that one from the
so wait, does this go anywhere? Does
they're in line with the plans and the reasons.
Wait, but then so then the Martian thing is good. Then the Martian thing works.
No, it's not.
Why? Why not?
Fine, show me in this document where it says Martians.
SOS altered signature verification requirements via an unauthorized settlement. Unauthorized according to who?
Yes.
Hold on, wait. Is Eastman the Secretary of Georgia? Is he the governor of Georgia? What?
Nope. No, are you saying it's impossible? So it's beyond the realm of reality for any settlement agreement to be unauthorized. It's not possible.
It's not up to him to make that decision, especially when it comes time.
There's not you're right. The memo here is not laying out his specific reasoning for each one.
Doesn't
each one
go
is saying,
anywhere. Okay, great. Well, thanks, Kenny. I'll turn it off then. Why do people say that this shit's good? Why I should never listen to people's content suggestions? That's why I ignore all of you. Oh man, it was really good. It was really good. Hey, Pisco got owned. Nothing happens. Who was it? Who said it? Which retard said this shit? I think it was that Fauci Candle retard, wasn't it? Dude, people will actually watch Pisco, the most uncharismatic gay retard online, sit there and bicker over legal shit with some random sped Destiny caller for 3 hours. Crazy. You just don't get the vibe? You're right, I don't get the vibe of the fucking masturbatory DGGer who sits around listening to unintelligent people debate things that they are not equipped to debate, instead of watching actual experts talk about it because they want to feel like they're engaging in some kind of educational content without actually ever learning anything. I know, I'm aware. The masturbatory mind of the DGG who goes and watches Wick panels when Destiny ends stream. I know. You don't understand, the guy conceded. It's not, and this is not anti-fanning. This isn't even a comment on Destiny. Like, Destiny, fucking, listen, as far as people who debate shit online go, I agree with Destiny far more than I do almost anyone else. This is not me slighting or saying, fuck Destiny. This is me saying DGGers are the worst fucking people on the planet. And will watch the worst shit. And they genuinely believe, DGGers, let me tell you this, they genuinely believe that they are learning things and getting smarter by watching Destiny content. They genuinely believe this. They could be listening to an audiobook. They could be listening to podcasts by experts. They could be listening to talks at conferences. They could be listening to Congress sessions. But they don't. Bro, just stop yapping the justice of the experts. Kenny, this is just such a terrible non sequitur point. It's a terrible non sequitur point. You don't just listen to judges. Judges aren't the only experts. But you can literally listen. You can listen to like fucking legal analysts and shit like that talk about this shit. They do it on TV. You can go listen to actual people who are like invested and know what they're talking about and have a reputation for it. You can go listen to that. No, not legal, not fucking slop legal either. These DGGers are consuming 12 hours of content per day. They're consuming 12. Kenny is consuming 12 hours of audio Destiny content per day. That's what Kenny does. Okay. It's not about getting the one legal video that gives you the digestible 10 minutes slop Reddit. Here's what r/news is saying about this legal decision. Kenny needs 12 hours of content, 12 hours of people talking in his ear in the background about politics, so he feels like he's absorbing something. So he needs the full conference talks. You can find this stuff. You can find conference talks. You can find shit on TV where experts argue with each other. It happens all the time, but they don't. They watch fucking Destiny content. It blows my mind. If you want to actually, Kenny doesn't watch 12 hours of Destiny content. Not 12 hours, sorry. He just watches a few hours. Just a few hours of Destiny content per day. I didn't say it was informative. I didn't say you said it was informative. So you're speaking lies. I didn't say you said that. So you're lying. Kenny, what did I say? What did I say? Yeah, if you want it to just consume it as entertainment. Consume it as entertainment. How did I start it off? What did I start off? When I started talking about this, what did I say? My first words. DGGers actually watch this and they think they're getting smarter because of it. That's what I said. You came in to critique that. Kenny, it doesn't matter what you said. It doesn't matter what you said. I'm the streamer. I set the conversation. If you're taking disagreement, you're disagreeing with the things I'm saying. I set the conversation. This is how this works, Kenny. We're going to be like, go read a book type beat. But like, unironically, kind of, yeah. Doesn't even have to be read a book. There's plenty of like pseudo entertainment stuff that you can consume that is still entertaining and involves educated, informed people who have skin in the game, who have reputations like, you know, with lawmakers and shit like that. If you want to be smarter, do that. I don't know why they all I wish I understood how they rationalize it in their head. Recall my first words, bad faith. Let's scroll up. What was Kenny's first words? You said, bro, just stop yapping. The justices are the experts. So by that, you're implying, well, watching Destiny is listening to the experts because they're talking about what the experts are saying. Oh, read the ruling instead of Destiny. That's what I meant. Then what do you mean by nice expert video? You're saying don't listen to the expert. You're saying don't go and consume the expert content. That's your next statement. Can you get in the call? Can you get in the channel? I'm not doing this with you from chat, okay?
Yo, what's the problem?
Kenny, you were saying nice expert video. That's why we were arguing.
No,
you were implying.
We were arguing because you said, why would you watch this? Why would you watch this? Instead of watching the experts, I'm saying this is way more entertaining than watching the experts. But if we're talking about if you want information, read the rulings.
Okay, Kenny, I wasn't asking you why do you watch this. I was saying why would someone watch this? I was saying about
because it's entertaining.
Yeah, but they don't say because they're not doing it just because they think it's entertaining. They're not doing it, and Pisco's not entertaining either. Also, that's the other thing. Pisco's not entertaining, which is part of the point.
Well, I mean that's subjective.
I mean, yeah, if you just say that's subjective, then yeah, there's no.
I mean, of course, I mean, some people do find Pisco entertaining. Like you can see it in the chat.
I mean, I've never seen Pisco fans. I've seen Sharpie, that one guy. That's the only Pisco fan I've ever met.
Okay, buddy. People enjoy Pisco to come on, even if it's just shitting on him. You could even see it in your own chat. Everyone's there just shitting on Pisco. So stop acting like there's like no reason to watch it.
But there is, okay. Well, I don't understand what the selling point is. What puts it above any other piece of content at that point? Like, why would you watch that?
Because you've been watching Destiny for a long time and you're just covering this. I mean, I think it's just kind of obvious.
But what's the rationalization? I mean, you're giving me now a description of the behavior, but I want the rationalization. I want their reasoning. How do they reason through this in their head?
I don't even understand what you're asking. How do people reason through watching your content? Like, it's just a person they like, and they're watching them covering a subject that they might find interesting.
My point is that they will say, "Oh yeah," that they think they're getting smarter from it. DGGers, they think they're learning. They do.
Okay, maybe they are.
You believe that?
Okay, if Pisco brings up some ruling and they look it up, aren't they not just getting smarter?
No,
I
don't believe they meaningfully interpret or retain that information, though.
But you think, okay, but not watching it to meaningfully get smarter, though. Like, I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying I don't understand the selling point. I don't understand why they're like.
No, let me speak. if Pisco brings up something and they don't understand it, why would they go to an expert that might explain it in more difficult terms? How would they understand it from the expert? I think that's just a comprehension issue rather than who they're getting it from.
Wait, you think they just couldn't understand it if an expert said it? That's why they watched this. That's why.
So how can they not? No, you're saying what do you say? You said they're not meaningfully getting smarter from it. I mean, if I watched it, I would meaningfully get smarter. So you said, why wouldn't they go there instead of an expert? Because they like Destiny more. I don't think they're thinking about it that serious to meaningfully get smarter. I think you're just mad that I don't understand what you're saying. Like they meaningfully get smarter. I don't think that's what people do when they're watching content.
No, they just no, I agree that people don't get smarter from watching content.
And who are these people you're saying? Who are these people you're seeing? I'm just taking you up on good faith here.
Okay, well, if you've never interacted,
I don't even think the majority of people. I don't even think the majority of people.
I don't even know if you browse r/Destiny. I don't know if you even see the way these people talk. I don't know if you've ever interacted with them. Okay. So I truly don't know if you have the lived experience, Kenny.
Okay, lived experience. Okay, let's go up on r/Destiny. You pull up r/Destiny.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, let's go. Link me a post.
Let's go through. Let's see if we can find a. What was that one about the Biden debate? Let's see. New York Times are over 190 pieces on Biden's debate performance since June 27th. According to rough analysis, okay, this is just they're repeating something they've heard.
Okay, now you have to scour for one. The majority of them are not doing this.
The majority of them are not doing what?
Like pretending to be getting some immense knowledge from watching Destiny. So I don't know what you're complaining about.
I'm not saying they're pretending to have some immense knowledge.
So what did you say then? Repeat it.
I'm saying that they are watching, they consume it, and they believe themselves to be politically engaged and learning about politics by consuming it. They believe that, and that is demonstrated in their behavior and the way they talk about these things.
Okay, and this is wrong because
they're not really engaged and they're not really learning about it. They learn a very narrow section that's fed to them through a stream, and they might pick up a few phrases that they hear as they're listening to it in the background while they play video games, but they're not actually engaging with the topic or learning about the fundamental principles or any of the information. They're just picking up bits and pieces of talking points as they
I think learning bits and pieces is way better than nothing.
You learn bits and pieces from watching kids' TV, Kenny.
Okay, and that's good too. Am I just going to deny that?
Okay, so you...
Yeah, okay, are you going to let me talk?
You agree then? They're not meaningfully politically engaged. Okay, you agree then? You agree then?
Yes, no, but that's better. Political engagement doesn't happen overnight. It's like these bits and pieces. Like, I'm not going to become every step towards political engagement. I think it's just good. You're just... I still don't understand what you're so mad about.
Well, I'm saying that there is a disparity between the way these people see themselves and the way they feel about themselves.
And that's...
compared to the way they are.
And I have no proof of what you're saying.
Okay.
Because you pulled up Destiny Reddit and you just scrolled through 10 shit posts, and I'm supposed to believe you.
Okay. I mean,
and you're mad at me, and you're shouting at me, and you keep shouting over me, and you keep shouting over me like I'm doing something wrong, bro. Why are you so mad at me? You're mad at me for no reason.
Yeah, you're making
me mad. Bro, there's no reason for me mad. And don't shout at me like I'm some kind of retard, okay? Okay, these guys are not doing anything bad, and any political community is good. I just don't know if you're doing something, you must do it at max efficiency. You're autistic.
It's
bro.
not about max efficiency. It's not about.
You said they must go to the experts. You said they must go to the experts.
No, I did not say that. The way I say that, you're lying. You're lying. You're putting words on my mouth. I'm lying, Kenny. I didn't say they must go to the experts.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I said why wouldn't you? Yes, I said why wouldn't you?
You're heavily implying
because if you're
autistic, bro.
You're driving me up. Bro, stop cutting me off.
You drive me off for shouting me at chat. You come in. So you thought you could own me tonight, right? You got here 2 times. You won't get it the third time.
Dude, he just left. My point wasn't to say you have to go and watch the experts. My point was that they view themselves as much more politically engaged and educated than they are. Jesus Christ. Okay. Two adult Sonic players arguing over autism. Oh, man. It's funny. I didn't hang up on him. I didn't hang up on him at all. He left. He bitched out. Yes, my point is about a projection of being more informed or engaged than they actually are. And they'll run around. Okay, this is a point I should. This is great. Kenny, get back in here. They will go around. They will scold other communities for being poorly informed and getting all their information from TikTok. But they, okay, Kenny, here we go. Kenny, this is a great illustration of my point. DGGers will scold other communities for running around and getting all their information from Twitter or TikTok, but they are getting all their information from a fucking YouTube stream.
Okay.
That is a projection of being more informed or educated than you actually are, because you're pretending you've read a bunch of New York Times articles or whatever, but you haven't. You listened to Destiny read a few and argue about them while you were playing video games. You didn't actually research it, but they will pretend they did. Because they think it's the same. They think it's the same.
I don't think so. I think people...
Yes, they do.
No. So they watch Destiny all the time, reading all these streams, and then they're going to act like they're the best for like just watching him do that? I don't think so.
Yes, they do.
Like,
yes.
No, they don't.
You're just insane. They run around on Twitter scolding.
Okay, I'm insane. Post proof then. If I'm insane for so
you want me to? Yeah, I need to find evidence of Destiny fans scolding other communities for not doing research. You want me to find?
Yes.
I need proof of that. Okay.
Am I supposed to believe you? Then why am I? Yeah. So why should I believe you? Because you're the streamer.
Let me search it right now. Let me go on Twitter. Hassan fans research, and then we'll go to latest, and we'll see if we can find the DGG. Okay, so first one here. Who's this? What community does this person belong to? This looks like a DGG. No, this is someone else. But they're saying, the fact you didn't respond to what I said with any evidence proves you're in fact the one lacking research. Like, bro, just try a little harder. Every time I talk to a Hassan fan, each one is dumber than the last one.
Okay, so
okay, here we go. Here we go. Here's one. Lord Seer says to someone about Destiny, he does more research than almost any other streamer I've ever seen. When has Hassan ever done research? Give me a break. That's stupid critique. Like, critiques have to be rooted in something real. That's rooted in bullshit.
Okay, so he's just right here. Destiny does more research than Hassan.
That is absolutely correct. I will agree with that.
Like the person who made that comment, he himself is not saying he's educated. He's saying Destiny's the one doing the research.
Bitch, do not deny my suffering. Hours of research he tortured us with. But tell me you're a Hassan fan without telling me you're a Hassan fan. All the idiots are.
Okay.
So that's saying vicarious research.
No, he's saying I've seen what Destiny done, so you can't compare it for Hassan when I've seen the research Destiny. Oh, he said he tortured us. That means...
Yeah. Here's one saying, Hassan fans will do anything but research the facts. How come Hassan fans hate research? This is a DGG. I know this is a DGG. Smartest Hassan fan. Brackets, ideologically opposed to doing research on anything. Is this a DGG? Yep. You think these people are doing research?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What sort of research think they're doing?
How am I supposed to know?
You think it's watching Destiny streams, Kenny?
I don't know. Pull up their Twitter, see what they're doing.
Yeah, sure. So I can pull up this guy's Twitter, and he's retweeting Giga Chad memes. Fucking, what's the guy's name? I think that's Vince McMahon. Trump soy face, Wolverine memes, and a Destiny TikTok. You think this guy's doing research? Does it seem like he's engaged with New York Times, Washington Post? Does it seem like he's talking about the latest rulings? Oh, Pride Month tweets? Does it sound like that's what he's doing? Does it sound, or do you think maybe he's watching Destiny? Or do you think maybe he's watching Destiny streams and then scolding other people for not doing research? Do you think maybe that's what's happening?
Oh. Well, I can't tell, but he's still correct if they're not doing research.
But he's not doing research either.
Okay, and is he putting forth any claims without doing the research? If he's not claiming to be some intellectual, these other fans are putting forth something without doing research. I don't see what's wrong.
Let's find the original tweet. Let's find the tweet that he... no, it's just people mocking the idea of Wikipedia. And he's saying that Hassan fans are ideologically opposed to doing any research on anything.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
But they're mocking the standard of information on Wikipedia. And then he is suggesting that, oh, you just hate research, when he's also a guy that doesn't research.
But he's not mocking research. If someone's mocking something, you said don't mock it. You don't have to be engaged with that thing. They
weren't saying research is bad.
So what was it?
They were saying Wikipedia is bad information,
which is just false.
Okay, you can say that's false, but that's not saying research is bad. That's not being ideologically opposed to doing research.
So now he's just incorrect instead. So now this guy's just incorrect.
Yeah, it's almost like the point that he was responding to didn't matter to him. He just wanted to project the idea of being intelligent and informed.
Saying stop mocking this doesn't project your intelligence.
Yeah, he absolutely is. That's what he's getting out of that. He's going on there to project his intelligence and point out someone else being stupid.
No, he's saying don't stop mocking this thing.
No, he said smartest Hassan fan, brackets, ideologically opposed to doing any research on anything.
Because he's mocking Wikipedia.
No, he's saying, you're really dumb, I'm really smart. And it's not even he's not even responding to the point of mocking Wikipedia. He's coming up with a new thing that he's impugning them for.
Because he's making fun of Wikipedia.
Okay, and
I don't see what the problem with this is.
Why do they feel the need to defend Wikipedia?
Because their streamer is watching Wikipedia.
Yeah, and so why does because all their information...
How is this projecting? So if you're defending your internet, how is this projecting your intelligence?
Because all their information comes from Wikipedia through Destiny. That's why they feel a need.
No, I think they're just defending Destiny because they watch it. I don't think this is anything to do with projecting intelligence. Yes.
Okay, so why did he say, if he's not trying to project intelligence, why did he say smartest Hassan fan, brackets, ideologically opposed to doing any research or anything? Why is intelligence the characteristic that he has deliberately picked out?
Because most people on the internet go after people for saying they're dumb. I think this is just normal.
Even though it's not relevant to the point.
You do that too. I mean, you call people dumb even though it's not relevant to the point. But I don't hear you.
I'm trying to make them feel stupid and project intelligence.
Okay. And he was trying to make him stupid. Feel stupid.
Yeah.
And I don't. So what's the problem with this?
He's got background to stand on. So this is my critique, right? Is that they think that they're really smart, but they're not.
So and we've gone through this whole thing, and this is a nonsensical point. You're just mad. I don't see what this is. No criticism. This criticism doesn't prove anything. Criticism is nothing.
What do you mean this criticism is nothing? What do you mean it's nothing?
Why can't people just project intelligence? I just don't see the problem with this.
What problem with it? What do you mean?
I don't see a problem with someone else shitting on someone for shitting on Wikipedia or shitting for someone for being stupid.
Okay, it's a critique on the people doing it. I'm saying that they are embarrassing because they are projecting.
And what's wrong with being embarrassing? I don't understand this.
What do you mean? What's wrong with being embarrassing? I'm saying it's a negative trait that I don't like. What do you mean?
I like people being embarrassing.
Okay.
See what you just did there? I like this. I don't like this. Therefore, it's bad.
Yeah.
Okay. And you what? You wanted to win so bad you have to bring me on just for this?
What? No, you were arguing in chat, and I brought you on.
And you wanted to bring me on just to shit on me, like I was right. You know, these DGGers, all they do is project.
You were implying that what I was saying didn't make sense, or what I was saying was wrong.
It didn't make sense.
I was wrong.
All right, then go back to the start. They're watching for entertainment. Period. You didn't have to go through all this just to prove that you were right.
What do you mean I have to go through all this to prove I was right? You wanted to you were arguing.
You had to go through Reddit, you scrolled, you failed. You had to go through like the 5th tweet you saw, and then you finally got a point. And then
you wanted me to prove the behavior of DGGers online.
I'm not a retard like your fans. I need evidence to say something is true. I won't trust you off your word. You're not
it was true, wasn't it? So it was true. So it was true, then, wasn't it? So it was true.
No, it wasn't. If we take the percentage, the probability, this is like the 10th post you went to. This is like
we take the percentage and the probability. We take the percentage and the probability.
Yes. Wait, am I wrong there? Well, how far do you have to skip past Reddit and you have to scroll down far on Twitter? Correct?
No, I just
correct.
I just did one search on Twitter. I can show you the search.
But you skipped Reddit, right? You skipped Reddit, right? Correct?
Yeah, because Reddit is daily news topics. It's kind of a difficult
and then you go on the shitpost site Twitter to go and prove your point.
Yeah, correct? That's where people's communities tend to voice
and then you're acting like you're this. Yo, I don't care, bro. You cherry picked the thing to prove one point that these guys protect smart, and this is not even clear. This guy's mocking this guy. These guys defending his E-Daddy, and you extrapolated defending your E-Daddy to say I'm smarter than this other guy's fan that my E-Daddy hates for like years.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
No, he's not. He's saying I hate you because you watch Hassan. He's not saying that you're less smart than me.
He's saying you people who watch Hassan are dumb and you don't do research. And us DGGers, we do research because we're smart.
No, because it's because this whole feud that they hate Hassan. No matter if Hassan did something good, they would still say he was dumb.
I don't think that's even true. I think generally a lot of them do give Hassan credit, don't they?
No.
But this is specific. But this is a specific thing where they will project that they do research, but their idea of research is watching a Destiny stream. That is absolutely true. I don't know how you can even.
Okay, but I don't. But you're saying they're projecting their intelligence. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Saying you're dumb for mocking a peer is not protecting your intelligence.
Okay.
And it just makes no sense. I walk across someone for
you're belittling some other people for not doing intelligence. The implication for not doing intelligence, not doing research, and for the implication is that you're doing research. That you do research.
No,
that's research.
He's belittling someone for someone using a research source, and then saying that's shit. Like if I walked across someone reading a comic book, and then I said, "Oh, you're trash at reading a comic book," and someone told me, "Hey, comic books are a nice source of entertainment," I'm gonna say I'm protecting intelligence. I could just not like comic books. You could just not like the way he's mocking Wikipedia.
Okay, but that's not what's happening.
How you know? How do you say? Because your intuition?
Because the way the statement reads is that he's saying he's smarter than Hassan fans.
No, you're just saying that these Hassan fans are not smart. I don't. This guy.
If you ask that guy, if you ask that guy, are you smarter than the average Hassan fan? What would he say?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, what would he say? What would you think he said?
He would say yes. He would say yes. He's saying Hassan fans don't do any research.
What would his reasoning be?
He would say because they don't look into anything and they just blindly accept whatever Hassan says.
No, you're just making this up. Like this is like clearly conjecture. There's no way to know this.
He's saying you Hassan fans are ideologically opposed to. I don't know how you can take him saying this group of people are really stupid and then be like,
because they're mocking.
Shut up, Kenny. 2 seconds. Shut up, Kenny.
If you want me to shut up,
2 seconds. Let me finish my sentence. Let me finish my sentence, Kenny.
Let me talk. No, you bring me on. Let me talk.
If he says these people are really stupid, you think the implication of that is I'm just as stupid though, guys?
No.
Obviously not. Because he's saying he's smarter.
No. Are you gonna let me talk now?
Go for it, Kenny.
Okay. He's mocking an information source, and he said, mocking this information source is stupid. That's clearly the tweet. He's not calling him dumb out of nowhere.
He's making a broad statement that Hassan fans are ideologically opposed to research. He's saying they don't.
Because he saw him mocking Wikipedia.
But it's not just informed by that one tweet of someone mocking Wikipedia, is it, Kenny? It's a judgment he's got of Hassan fans. Because I can see he's got a long history of posting about Destiny content and consuming Destiny content.
Okay, but this.
You think this is just one isolated incident he's been exposed to that's formed his opinion to him?
No, but it being not isolated still doesn't prove your point.
Okay.
This is spurred on by him mocking Wikipedia. If he saw a random Hassan fan that wasn't mocking Wikipedia, you think he would say the same thing and still assume he was smarter? The answer is obviously no.
Which Europeans' whole grift is to talk about Montana? Hassan and his mentally ill fans don't do any research on anything. What about that one, Kenny? Do you think that person's trying to sound smarter than Hassan fans? Do you think that one's trying to sound?
No, he's trying to put him down for not doing research.
Okay, yeah. So, and the implication of that is that they
shouldn't be talking about something they don't know about.
No, that the person tweeting would do research if they were to speak about something. Yeah?
No.
Okay.
Most people attack for things that they would never do. What? And you know that. I could so then
that's just saying I'm correct then, Kenny, that they are criticizing people for things they don't. Yeah.
If I criticize your streaming, am I saying I could stream better? The answer is no. So I don't understand what you're saying here. If I criticize a chef for cooking a food, am I saying I could cook it better? The answer is no. If this guy is criticizing someone for mocking for research and he's bad at research, he's not then claiming that he's better at researching. He's saying your research is obviously trash. Just criticizing something doesn't mean that you're better at the thing that you're criticizing the person of doing. This just makes no sense, and you know that.
Okay, okay. I'll accept that in terms of if they're saying that. No, that's if they're saying the research was bad. They're saying they're ideologically opposed to research, that they don't do this thing. They're not saying you're bad at research. Your research sucks. They're saying you don't research. You are opposed to doing this thing, so you do not do this. The implication of that absolutely is, well, if I were to be in your position, I would do these things.
And what if you would? I still don't.
But they wouldn't.
That. How do you know that?
Oh my God, Kenny. Because they're consuming Destiny content.
The answer is that you don't know that. The answer is you don't know that, and you're using this assumption of Destiny fans that they wouldn't research. Maybe he would. You're just using this assumption, and I'm supposed to just go along with this assumption.
Okay.
I'm not assuming anything.
These people just assuming that Hassan fans don't research then.
Because he's mocking a website. This is like way more plausible.
Wait, so why do you assume that? Wait, but then they're assuming that they're not researching elsewhere on Wikipedia. Is Wikipedia the only place you can research? What? Because you criticized Wikipedia, you can't research anywhere else?
No, I'm saying like if you're criticizing if he's criticizing a research site, like why does it matter where you get the research? The matter is the merit of the research, not where you get it. So why are you criticizing this particular source? It just doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. So
okay, but they could have larger critiques of this source. They could have larger critiques of it. They might have more thought out.
So they pulled up a Wikipedia.
Because it's a fucking tweet. It's a fucking tweet.
Now you're just putting shit in.
They might have. You're assuming that they haven't researched Wikipedia. You're assuming they haven't researched Wikipedia. How do you know they don't have problems with how Wikimedia company uses their money?
Because they didn't say it. They don't like the fact that they didn't say it.
Okay, you're assuming that they don't.
And that has nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with
this guy didn't say that he does research. Why are you assuming he does research? Why are you assuming he doesn't do research? Why are you assuming that he's not saying that he's really smart? You see, it's just you can always go. You're assuming something. You're assuming some thought process.
Because I'm not saying the positive that he is.
The fact is that most people. The fact is that most people. The fact is that most people do not do research. If someone is watching a streamer, it's highly unlikely they're doing research. They are consuming and they are engaging with other streamer communities as a fan of the streamer, not as an educated political thinker or some shit, Kenny. So when
he didn't claim to be a thinker. You're just saying stop mocking this research site.
Kenny, that's not relevant to my point.
You
just picked up one word and derailed me.
Your point is nonsense. I still don't know what your point is.
I've made it very fucking clear. You agree with it, in fact. DGGers have a gulf between where they estimate their intelligence to be and where it actually is, and believe themselves to be more engaged than they actually are. That's very clear.
I disagree. I think most of them are shit posters. I don't think
you're
any
delusional.
Of them are like,
you're delusional. Go read.
Ad hominem.
You have not engaged with that community.
Argument.
You have not engaged with that community. You have not engaged with DGGers.
No. Restart it. Don't call me delusional because that's not an argument. Okay, restart. How am I delusional? What should I assume that these guys are massively smarter than they assume? I think most of them are shit posters, and you can just see it by interacting with DGG like any day of the week. All they do is shitpost.
Okay, sure. If you want to say the main people in like chats or something, in like DGG chat as shitposters, yeah, most of them are just spamming emotes all day in DGG chat.
I think most DGG are in DGG chat and YouTube chat. That's where most of his audience is. So saying most of them are because more than is just incorrect.
Because Kenny, because those formats of chats don't allow you to express any further opinion. You can't have a long debate in Destiny's YouTube chat. You can't have a long debate in Destiny's DGG chat. On Twitter, they can go out and fucking say their opinion. On Reddit, they can go out and fucking say their opinion. But you can't do that in those chats. The reason why they seem like shitposts, it's all just shitposting, because that's the medium, okay? But when you go elsewhere, when you hear them talking, when I've brought them onto this stream, they have absolutely thought themselves to be much more educated and informed than they are.
And all I'm saying, that's cherry picking.
It's not just cherry picking. It's not
It's
just
by
cherry picking.
definition,
Obviously,
yes,
it's very
it is.
obviously, unless, okay, Kenny, obviously we can't prove this with a study, but obviously Destiny's content is going to appeal to people who want to think they're smarter than the average stream viewer.
I disagree.
You're just denying reality. That is just denying reality.
Okay,
His stream is obviously going to
argument.
Kenny, his stream is obviously going to appeal. He does politics content. He brags about all the research he does. His stream is obviously going to appeal to people who want to feel smart.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, but that has nothing to do with them over-assuming their intelligence. You wanting to feel smart, by definition, wanting to feel smart means like you know you're not that smart. So why would you over-assume your intelligence? If you want to be smart, you would just say you're smart.
Why would you want to feel smart if you're over-assuming? Because people don't consciously go, oh, I'm going to over-project my intelligence on social media today. Today I'm going to go over-project how smart I am on social media. No, they listen, they get into a piece of content, makes them feel a certain way, and then they're like, oh yeah, I'm really smart. I'm going to go out on social media and debate people and tell them how they don't do any research because I saw Destiny.
But still, I haven't seen any them debating anyone. They're just mocking people for mocking Wikipedia. Like if these guys
again, you're picking up on what we're picking up. No, Kenny, this is retarded. You're picking up on individual words and then dispelling those. It's not about debate. It wasn't the point of that sentence was not debate. It was not that they have long thought out. They write out, okay, here's my formal debate point to respond to you with. It's that they go out and argue with other people. You just picked up on the debate word and went for that as like a fucking. I don't even know what you call that. Is it a red herring or something? I don't know. But you picked out that one word and focused on that instead of addressing the point.
No, okay. My point is, you're saying they massively overassume their intelligence, and I've seen nowhere they've done that. Mocking someone for mocking Wikipedia doesn't overassume your intelligence.
So you
and these guys.
Okay, it sounds like what you literally need to view someone as overestimating their intelligence is you literally need to see the Rick and Morty post or the atheism post. You need to see I'm ascended, I've got 9,000 IQ, in this moment I'm euphoric.
No, I need to see them engage in a debate and get completely blown out.
Okay.
Because they went into debate knowing they could beat this guy, but they lose. That's way more realistic than I am ascended. These guys are not doing. Okay, as shitposts, they might do like these anime posts, but I just need them to see them engaging in debates and then them losing. That's like a good measure of intelligence. You think you know about something, and then they like overstepping and them losing. Like I don't think this is unreasonable.
Okay, well, I mean, you can find DGGers losing arguments everywhere, dude. But then you'll go, I can find you a DGG losing arguments, and then you're gonna be like, well, when you think about the percentage,
no, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
Because you're the one who was scrolling for posts. I mean,
I'm not scrolling for posts. I've got the Hassan fan posts up where people are mocking Hassan fans. That's what I looked for. Because my point was the point I was illustrating to you was that they will deride other people for not doing research while not doing research.
But that has nothing to do with their intelligence.
Yes, it does. It has to do with education. Maybe not intelligence. Maybe you can. Sorry, those aren't quite synonyms, but it has to do with level of education. Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with intelligence. Saying someone don't mock this research source because it has good stuff on it, and beat it on the merits. Don't say it's just Wikipedia.
That's not what he said. That's not what he said.
Oh, what did he say? This guy is dumb. He doesn't research anything because he hates Wikipedia. That's the tweet.
He didn't say anything. No, he didn't say anything about Wikipedia.
But he replied
to
a post on Wikipedia.
He said Hassan fans are ideologically opposed to research.
Okay. Based on what? What was his tweet to?
It was on the slime stuff, that Ludwig friend guy.
And you're making me argue over this?
Wait, no, it was someone replying to it. It was someone replying to it.
So you replied to a slime post, and you're saying he's overassuming intelligence?
No, he didn't reply to it. Someone quote tweeted it, and this guy was replying to the one that quote tweeted it. It wasn't to the slime post. It was the clip.
So he's just defending Destiny's research. So if it's to the slimes, I still don't understand how this makes your point.
He's saying Hassan fans are supposed to research. He's saying those people don't do research. We do research. That's what he's saying.
In concept of the slime post, he's obviously talking about the huge montage where Destiny clip, and he just defending that. I still don't see how this guy's overassuming.
Okay, I don't know how else to explain this to you.
Okay.
Real Smith super chatted $4.99. Any example is just an example. Sheesh, never use examples. Kuihman.
So I've got, okay, let's see if what happens in this thread. Okay. You want examples?
I can't even see what examples are you. Where are you even sharing?
I'm just pulling it up now. I've got it up on my other monitor. I can't. Fuck. So this is the tweet I found. Okay, this guy says, "But as always, I will wait endlessly for Hassan fans to have an argument that they can actually back up with research." So what's in this thread? Originally, it's Wap Goblin posting a Discord screenshot of someone mocking Destiny and getting a divorce, and then someone replies. This guy replies, "No argument, so you go straight to personal attacks and bring up something that has nothing to do with his debate. Ignorance is bliss, as they say." Someone replies, "If you can't take it, don't dish it. He's lucky people are just jesting and making memes, degrading him and raging like his fans do to anyone who doesn't bow down to him." This guy replies, "Lamau, you're joking, right? Hassan and Vosh's communities both brigade and rage at Destiny, but as always, something else other than the argument. Also, if you read any of his community rules, he's against brigading, but okay." And someone replies, "Lamau, mate, look at his fucking subreddit." He replies back, "Look at LSF, where those streamers live. If you think Vosh and Hassan don't brigade, you're delusional." So here, you can see here, Vosh has never brigaded LSF. But he's accusing Vosh of brigading. In the same thread, where he's accusing Hassan fans of never doing research. I think my point's proven, Kenny. That's your example.
So that has nothing to do with oversuming intelligence. He was just wrong.
Okay, so that is the exact thing that you just asked me for an example of just now, Kenny. You just asked me for an example of that.
No, I didn't. He blatantly just lied in the thread. Like the thing he put out before was more reasonable. Him like saying they never done research, and but he just blatantly lied. I don't understand what saying. How does being wrong about Vosh brigading a server has anything to do with intelligence?
Research. He's talking about research here.
Okay.
And he's accusing someone of something without doing research.
Okay. So that has nothing to do with intelligence. He's just a liar.
Okay, we just had this whole thing right now, just 2 seconds ago, Kenny, where I was like, I've been using intelligence and education interchangeably. And God. So stop picking up on one word like an autistic freak.
You're autistic, you can't say that.
And address the point.
Okay, you had this whole monologue on how they're assuming their education is better. So, and them not looking up this one point of Vosh brigading. He was obviously just lying.
This is what you. Okay, he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. He thought that to be true. We've got no reason to believe that guy's lying. He's assumed that we're assuming he thinks that's true. Why would you think he's lying?
Okay, let's say he's not lying. He assumed it to be true.
While scolding other people for not doing research.
Okay. And that has nothing to do with his education or intelligence.
Kenny, that is the exact point we've just been arguing about.
But you just made a hypocritical point. He could be right here and then wrong there. He could just be hypocritical.
Kenny, this is the exact thing you asked me for an example of.
No, I didn't.
Yes, it is. He starts off, Kenny, you asked me for a debate where someone goes, "Oh yeah, I'm just going to smoke these people because I'm just right," and then they lose because they haven't done research. I'm going to read this to you again, Kenny. No argument. This is how this guy starts off. No argument, so you go straight to the personal attacks and bring up something that has nothing to do with his debate. Ignorance is bliss, as they say. Someone replies, "If you can't take it, don't dish it. He's lucky people are just jesting and making memes, they're brigading and raging like his fans do to anyone who doesn't bow down to him." And then this guy replies, "Lamau, you're joking, right? Hassan and Vosh's communities both brigade and rage at Destiny. But as always, something else in the argument. If you've ever read his community rules, you know he's against brigading. But okay." So there we go. In that, exactly, we have the exact thing you asked for. He goes in, he's overstating, he thinks he's the hot shit, he thinks he's the only one who's talking about the real issues because he's a Destiny fan, and they're the only ones who ever address the real points. And then he starts talking to someone, and he's immediately wrong and hasn't researched. And then not just that, but by the end of the conversation, he is scolding the other people involved for not doing research. So that is the exact thing you asked for, Kenny.
No. You were talking about people watching Destiny for political engagement. I don't understand about misinterpreting internet drama as doing your intelligence or research.
All right, so just accept that they didn't. Can I? Okay, so just accept that you weren't going to accept an example, no matter what example I gave you there.
I was going to accept an example because your whole problem with them is them not being politically engaged.
It's not my problem. Isn't them not being politically engaged? I said this is about an overestimation of how much education, how much intelligence they have compared to what they actually have. How many times do I have to say this? I'm not saying I dislike. Shut up! I'm not saying I dislike DGGers because they're not politically engaged. I never said that, Kenny. I never said that.
But that's not what I said either.
Yes, it is. You said the whole point was about political engagement. It's not.
No, but you said earlier that these people, by watching Destiny, they think that they're more politically engaged. Did you not say that? And you said that was bad because
I said I think they're more. I gave a list of things. I said they think they're more politically engaged. They think they're more educated. They think they're more research. They think they're more intelligent. There's lots of things they think they are that they aren't.
And that's all pertaining to politics.
That's not all specifically pertaining to politics. Destiny doesn't just go politics. It's about philosophy and fucking relationships and all this shit, Kenny. It's about many different things.
This has nothing to do with internet drama. These guys are not researching.
So what? Okay, now it's the wrong topic.
But this was all from the SCOTUS stuff, and now we're just splitting out into different topics.
Because I was making a general comment on DGGers. Yes.
No, we were talking about SCOTUS. You can't. Now you're just branching it out. We were talking about SCOTUS, and we're staying on political topics.
So now I have to find an example about the SCOTUS. Now the example isn't
politics. We started. Look how we started on politics, and then you had to jump towards random internet drama.
Okay, so we spent on politics half an hour on the Wikipedia thing, and you never had this issue with the idea of fighting on that sort of example. And now all of a sudden, when there is a clear example of the exact thing you asked for, now it's a problem that it's not about politics.
Because Destiny obviously researches Wikipedia on politics, and we're scrolling on Reddit r/Destiny for the SCOTUS stuff. I thought we were obviously talking about politics.
Okay, well, I'm not just talking about politics.
Okay, and then you're saying if they think they're smarter on internet drama that they may or may not know, then yeah, they overassume their intelligence on internet drama. Sure.
Okay, so you can concede on that one point, but you can't concede that they generally overestimate their intelligence.
Politics, no. Whatever else you want to say, okay, because I came in here for SCOTUS.
Okay, no, we weren't talking about the SCOTUS at no point in the entire time we've been speaking. Has the SCOTUS come
Yes,
up?
we were. You were scrolling r/Destiny for opinions on the.
No, I wasn't. Not for opinions on the SCOTUS. No.
Yes,
I was looking for any example of people overestimating their intelligence or level of research compared to what they had. That's what I was trying to find. That's what I was talking about. That's the comment I was making.
And I clearly, when I came in the chat before we even came in, I was arguing about the SCOTUS stuff, how the justices are just the experts. It was clearly what I was talking about, and you can't deny that. I was clearly talking about SCOTUS.
Yeah, you said the justices are the experts, but you didn't come in here with that. What relevance do you think? What do you think that changes? What do you think the individual topic changes?
I'm saying these guys are not woke-selling people on politics. They might be like retards in philosophy, what internet drama, what relationships, and otherwise. I would say that's 1000% correct. But I don't think these guys are like scolding other people, or not scolding, like assuming they're like smarter on politics. I just don't think that's true.
You don't think the average Destiny fan assumes they're smarter than the average Hassan fan on politics?
I think they assume they're smarter than a Hassan fan because they hate Hassan, not because they're intelligent. They just hate Hassan.
But how do you think that manifests? What thought process do you think they're going through? Do you think they think actively, I hate Hassan, so I'm smarter than his fans? Or do you think they have a rationalization where they believe that Hassan fans don't do any research and aren't informed on the topics, but because they're a Destiny fan, they feel like they are?
I think this is what they go through. I follow Destiny, Hassan stabbed him in the back, so he must be a bad person. Therefore, he doesn't think correctly. Therefore, I'm automatically smarter than him.
They don't. No, that's not what they're thinking. That's not what they're thinking. That's not.
I think that is.
No, you're delusional. People don't operate.
You're delusional.
People don't operate with that level of self-awareness.
It could be subconsciously, but I don't see how that changes the point.
No, because that's not because because we're talking about the rationalization. That might be like some underlying motive, what you think is the dynamic that's at play that's leading to that position. We're talking about the rationalization. The reason
but you said
they've got
them assuming they're smarter, it could be subconscious as well. You said people don't actively think.
Yes, but I'm saying that I'm saying that the active part. No, I'm saying that people don't actively go out of their way to be like, oh, I want to feel smarter. They think they are getting smarter,
and I'm saying people don't actively go out their way to say
they don't consciously decide. They don't consciously decide. I'm going to project my intelligence. What they do is they
don't consciously decide because I hate Hassan. I'm smarter than him.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying to you. No, you're wrong, Kenny. Stop. One second, Kenny. You just said to me, I was trying to ask their rationalization, and what you gave me was the idea that Hassan stabbed Destiny in the back, therefore he's a bad person, therefore all of his fans must be stupid. What I'm saying to you is they don't think like that. That might be what's led them to that position, the dynamic that's led them to that position, and so like the emotional reasoning. But what they're thinking is Hassan fans are stupid and don't do research. Us Destiny fans are smart. We do research. That's what they're thinking. That's what their words that are in their head. That's what's going through in their brain.
But I would just say that they're just emotionally driven. I don't think.
I agree. Because there's a gulf between how they view themselves and how they are. Like I've been saying.
That's not what you've been saying.
Yes, it is.
No. You're saying, you said, okay, they watch Destiny. They're people that want to feel smart, so they watch Destiny. They think it's transferable, and therefore they think they're smarter than everybody else. And you said that's like subconscious. And then I said, I think a better example is that they hate Hassan, and because Hassan stabbed Destiny in the back, that they think they're just smarter than him because they can't believe someone who Destiny doesn't like is smart. I think that's much more plausible than them watching Destiny, then feeling they
you're describing what you think is happening, what you think is going on, what you think is causing them to be that way. I am describing what they're thinking, how they would describe the rationalization, what they think is going on. They think I'm a DGGer. We do research. Hassan fans, they don't do research. They're stupid. I'm better than them. That's what they're thinking. What's going on is that Hassan stabbed Destiny in the back. They've got big connection to Destiny because they listen to his voice all day. And then they hate Hassan because Destiny hates Hassan. Yes, I agree with you. That is what's going on. But what they're thinking is DGGers do research and Hassan fans don't.
But I just wouldn't attack them on what they're thinking. I would just attack on the subconscious because clearly the subconscious has like more effect. I wouldn't go after them saying, "Oh, you think this way." I would say, "What? You look deep inside and don't attack Hassan for hating."
I'm not saying don't attack Hassan. I'm saying I find these people.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's it. I would do that. I wouldn't say, "Oh, you think this." I wouldn't go with what they're thinking right now. I would attack the subconscious because that would be much more effective than saying what they think. Because if we,
I'm not. Okay, go for it.
Can I continue? Because let's say what you're saying, they're rationally thinking. Okay, let's say we destroy their rationalization. The subconscious is still there. Therefore, no matter what else they're going to rationalize, they're still going to end up to the same point. So I don't understand why you're saying what they're thinking right now instead of the subconscious, because the subconscious is way more important. Because if we destroy what they're thinking right now, the subconscious bias is still there, and it will just ultimately lead them to the same point. That's my problem with saying like they think this way rationally. And you have a problem with that instead of like, I think you probably have a problem with the subconscious too, but I just don't know why you're bringing up the rationalization is like so important.
Well, no, I don't know. I think if they said, I'm a Destiny fan, I fucking hate Hassan because I'm a Destiny fan, I've got no problem with that. That's just standing on, oh yeah, I've got fucking a retarded tribal mindset. It's like, okay, whatever. My issue is that people present with something they're not.
But how would they fight that if you can't change the subconscious?
Well, I'm not trying to change it. I'm pointing out that these people annoy me for this reason. I was making a comment on stream about how these people annoy me because of this.
And I'm saying they don't annoy you for that reason because the subconscious will still be there and they will make up 50 different rationalizations, not due to intelligence.
No, I am saying That this rationalization annoys me. It might, if they were self-aware and they said, I hate Hassan for stabbing Destiny in the back, you can hate Hassan for stabbing Destiny in the back. I don't care. Whatever. If you've got your, if you want Gunt Guard Destiny, you Gunt Guard Destiny. Just don't fucking bullshit. That's literally what I'm saying.
So basically you're saying you're annoyed for people for not knowing their inner feelings?
Yep. Sure. Why not?
I would say combat the inner feelings instead of attacking the outside.
That's for their therapist. That's not for me. I'm mocking them on the internet.
I'm a therapist.
I'm here to help them fight the demons. Okay.
Yeah, and this is why I brought you on in this conversation.
Okay.
Wait. Let's text the Ruxpin. Kenny, how the fuck are you changing someone's subconscious? Wait, so you're saying changing someone's subconscious is impossible, Texty? Speak in chat. 5, 4, 3, 2. We have fucking therapists. Don't ever fucking say that again. You're just a retard, bro. You've been getting away with a lot of shit, okay? You would never come on and debate Kuihman. You're too scared. Hop in VC right now. Oh, you can't change someone's subconscious? Oh my god. Texty's such a good... Oh my god. She's so dazed. Come on, Texty, come on. Okay, haha, busy.
Yep, busy. Okay.
Okay.
Well, Kenny, do you understand what I'm saying now?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, buddy.
Alright, I'll catch you later.
Retard.
Deeper Armor has been... Okay, sorry, look. Deeper Armor's been spamming out links. My friend is a Hassan fan, and I need help. He knows I'm a Destiny fan, and we poke fun at each other for this. He's agreed to watch some Destiny content with me, and I will watch some Hassan content with him in an effort to bridge this divide. It hasn't really caused a major rift in our friendship or anything like that. He doesn't know much about Destiny other than outside of what he's seen Hassan say about him, which is probably not much considering he only watches some YouTube clips of Hassan. He doesn't keep up with everything he does. He watched parts of the Finkelstein/Rabini versus Destiny/Morris debate and walked away from that thinking Finkelstein did a good job. He gives very little credence to pro-Israeli arguments despite having family there. What YouTube videos from Destiny would be best to illustrate that he doesn't want all of the Palestinians to be nuked, that he isn't an establishment shill, that he isn't a Wikipedia warrior, that his defenses of Israel's genocide, as he'd call it, aren't post-hoc rationalizations, etc. Recommend some productive, non-screaming match debates and discussions that show Destiny's intellectual side. I'm so frustrated. I just saw 2 people this weekend. One is a good friend and the other was my mom. I meant to spend the entire weekend with my mom because it's her birthday today, but a friend of mine hit me up and was spiraling hard, so I spent some time with them. I talked them down, then we talked about life, the universe, and everything for hours. Easily over 12 hours. He's a libertarian, but not crazy, so we disagreed on a number of topics, but we always found a good middle ground where we could agree. We just talked about a bunch of normal shit that we didn't disagree on at all. We were just chilling, and then I disagreed with some point about how 5% of dudes fuck 90% of women, and he got so mad it almost ended the conversation. This seemed wild to me. We had already disagreed on other shit, and we've been friends for so long, I didn't get why this set him off so much. We both just let it go. We ended the night watching the original Transformers movie and Wolf of Wall Street, and just shooting the shit until we both passed out. Are these guys gay? The random outburst bothered me, but I was cool just like that be a thing. When I went to visit my mother for her birthday, we spent most of the day looking at cool flowers and talking about gardening. Then somehow Palestine came up. She's very politically minded, and again we have arguments and disagreements, and it's usually fine. And it even started by me expressing my empathy for the Palestinian condition before we started arguing about whether proportionality is even a recognizable metric in international warfare, and she became very upset. I asked her what proportionality looks like in war, and she became emotionally upset. So I obviously dropped the whole subject, and then we went and got Thai food and spoke Spanish to each other for the rest of the day. I'm still bothered by both these interactions. I found both a good friend and my mother to be wrong about something. As soon as I pressed them, it became upsetting and shut down the conversation. That sucks. I preserved the social interactions in both instances, but now I'm bothered about both. WTF am I supposed to do about that? Or should I just not care as much? Mom's birthday. What do you think proportionality looks like? How did Israel drone strike Hamas without hitting the children? How do you think that's possible? Do you think that's possible? Oh man. Happy birthday, Mom. I just upset my cousin's girlfriend by arguing with her because of my admiration of Destiny. To cut it short, my grandmother died. And all my cousins and siblings are renting a big house together in the area she lived so we can stay somewhere and attend her funeral. My cousin, who isn't actually blood related and who my grandmother didn't like but is here anyways, brought his girlfriend with. She's a fine arts graduate. And naturally, through the night of drinking, we came into conversation with each other. Everything was fine until I got the idea to say I disagree with one of her points of music in what I thought was an incredibly friendly way and in direct reminisce to how I imagined Destiny would behave. Dude, these are fucking awful. These are fucking awful. What is this? So, I'll tell you to say I disagree with one of her points of music in a way I thought was an incredibly friendly way in direct reminisce to how I imagined Destiny would behave. Obviously, I thought it was in good jest, as I did with every point of disagreement I had throughout the argument, but eventually she started getting quite upset as I kept hammering at her, thinking it was all in good fun, even dragging the rest of the family into the disagreement. She eventually got up and started washing dishes, completely unprompted. It's been very divisive. I'm waiting for it to reconcile. Oh my god. I'm very drunk. Am I a retard? I'm a trained conflict management expert. You fucked up big time, but I can help you. It won't be easy, but you can make it through this. Follow these steps. 1. Bring this argument every time you see her. Remind her how you absolutely humiliated a dumbass in front of the entire extended family. Good luck. Okay. Unironically, I have to keep bringing it up until it gets contextualized as a friendly interaction. Thanks. Dude, what? This is the most autistic thing I've seen in this sub. Yeah, no shit.